So how you doing?
I'm doing really well, thanks. And I saw the news recently, or your news recently, about what's happening with VC Crowd and you.
Yeah,
So congratulations.
yeah, new general manager. So it's really a good place to be. I mean, you and I have both been in the club for years now, haven't we?
Yeah.
Um, and I've always been really excited what the club has got that potential to do. And so now I'm sort of in the management side of things. I find it really exciting to be able to take things forward from where we're at because everything's been built, all the structures there. So now it's like a new launch effectively. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Well, I was going to say, like, you've always been, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest advocate of VC Crowd. I mean, you've been the biggest uh, guy who you've always loved it,
Yeah, yeah.
and I mean, you got me into it, and it's just the idea that now you're working for him as a general manager, it's brilliant because you couldn't get a better man for the job as far as I'm
And I'm not
concerned.
paying you for that, am I either?
You really are.
VC Crowd has been around for a good few years now, and what they do is a bit like Dragon's Den. That's the way I always explain it to people. So most people have seen Dragon's Den on television. You get those rich investors like Peter Jones sits there, listens to a pitch from a young company, and decides whether or not to invest. And that's also called angel investing or venture capital or private equity. There's all sorts of names for it, but basically it's getting in really early with tiny companies before they have that big growth potential. And there's two classic problems for people trying to do that type of investing. First of all, you would need lots of money because if you're going to go and invest as an individual private investor into a small company, they're probably not going to talk to you unless you're talking at least £50,000 or something like that. So that's usually out of the reach for most people. The second big problem is finding those companies. So how do you manage to find those companies in the first place to make those investments? So that's where VC Crowd have solved that problem because they have a membership package. So you join as a member, you pay a subscription fee, just like you do with a golf club or a gym club, and they give you access to those companies that you wouldn't otherwise have access to. So it's affordable and it gets you access. But the other thing which I thought was absolutely fantastic when I first saw it with the club and still continues to this day is that they have their team of experts. So they're not just randomly picking companies, throwing money at them and seeing if it sticks. They filter them first of all. So they've got their FCA approved and regulated financial experts. They filter it all through. And so as club members, anyone else who joins the club, we get given shares in businesses that the club has investigated, researched, and made their investments. So we don't do the investing as club members, which is fantastic because most people don't want to get involved trying to read spreadsheets and bank account details of companies and things like that. So it's far simpler and it is affordable. So it's good. That in a nutshell is what it is. It's like Dragon's Den, but for ordinary people.
For me, what it is, because I like passive investments. I like something where I don't have to constantly look at what's going on. And ever since I've joined, I just set up a debit. It wasn't much, was it? Like £85 or something. It's
Yep.
not much. And you forget about it. And then every now and then I log into my account and I just see, oh, what shares have I got? What are they worth? And I've done well. Put it that way.
Yeah, yeah, and I like the way you forget. You don't even know how much it costs. It's brilliant because it's and again, most people they set it, forget it, because every month they get given shares by the club up to the value of their subscription. I mean, they trim a bit off, so there is a small admin fee, it's about £5 or £6. So effectively, so today's rate, if you come and join the club today, you pay £78 a month. About £5 or £6 of that goes in admin fees, but the rest you get back in shares every month. So for £5 or £6 a month, you're getting all the facilities of the club, you're getting the shares and everything. What I want to show you, which you won't know about as well, I'm going to go to a screen here. So what I'm going to do is show you an account of a member who joined 6 weeks ago. 6th of October they joined. And I'm going to take you to his portfolio page. So it's the My Portfolio page. And these are the shares that he's got. So I'm going to kind of reveal a bit of a secret here that not many people know. So let's have a look at this guy's portfolio here. So he's got Happy Drinks company shares. Happy Drinks, brilliant company based up in Liverpool. canning and bottling for Marks and Spencer's, Lidl's, and so on. He's got 9,275 shares. That current value is £13,912. Now, he joined 6 weeks ago. He's up 176% on the value of those shares. He's got IOS Bio shares. He's up 89%. On Tex, he's up 96%. In Total Environmental Solutions, he's up 287%. This is in 6 weeks. If we go down here, his current share portfolio is €24,491. Let's look at that in Great British pounds. It's £20,958. Going back again, his total allocated value, in other words, how much has he spent on membership fees, and also, and this is the secret, he's been buying shares on the internal trading. So he's spent €8,404, which is £7,338. He's up around about £14,000 profit in the 6 weeks since he joined. So
well done.
He's doing incredibly well. And essentially what he's done, so anyone watching this video, pay attention to this bit. He has come into the private trading. This is another fantastic feature that the club has, which no one else does. They have an internal, they call it a secondary market, and it allows members to trade shares with each other. So this is not a publicly accessible market. This is something which is exclusively for members of the club. There's no cost for this. This is included with the memberships. You don't pay a commission fee every time you buy or sell shares. Whereas if you go to the, your big brokers, and again, I need to remind people here, this is about privately owned businesses. You can't trade these companies on the stock market. We're in right on early, just like the Dragon's Den scenario. Any of these companies can go on and become absolutely massive. But you've got this trading facility here. So that's what this member has done. He's come in, he's spotted this, thinking, oh, there's a trading facility here. So if we just pick Happy Drinks as an example, we click on Happy Drinks, and it will give us a share price graph once it loads in to show, there we go. So it shows the trading values of where shares have been bought and sold in Happy Drinks just in this internal market. Now on the right hand side, here's a key piece of information. You've got share price, £1.50 per share. That is the value, that's the true value of Happy Drinks Company. And we know that's correct because Happy Drinks just raised in the last 8 weeks or so £3.5 million at £1.50 per share. So we know that that is a true reflective value of what is a value in Happy Drinks Company, because it is notoriously difficult to value a privately owned company, because until they get onto a public stock market, there's always a bit of a debate. But because Happy Drinks have had shares come in, new investors come in at £1.50 per share, we know that is a true reflective price. Now what we can see below that, and this is the internal trading, remember, we can see people selling their shares and what they're asking for their shares in terms of value. So we've got, someone's put 1,000 shares available at 58 pence per share. So essentially you could come in, you could put some cash into your account, and you could buy 1,000 shares at 58 pence per share. But remember, these are worth £1.50. So you would spend £580, but you would get £1,500 worth of shares. You'd make £1,000 on that single trade there. So you've virtually tripled your money just on that one trade. Now, the obvious question there is, why is this person selling their shares at 58 pence when they're worth £1.50? There can be multiple reasons. Firstly, it doesn't mean they're not making a profit. They could have got in these shares when the club first invested, around about 25 pence a share, I think it was. So it may also be simply that they have got other interests. They might want to be paying a bill for a car or a boiler that's broken down or whatever. So it's a free open market, but it means
anyone can sell their shares that they've got on this market, on this internal market.
I mean, you can list them for sale. There is, we can't just say you are going to be able to sell your shares at a specific price, but you can list them up for sale. So this person here has got them at 58 pence per share because they wanted to undercut someone's selling 50 at 60 pence per share, 150 at 62. So if you want to sell your shares, you probably want to go slightly less than the current highest price. So that's what this person's done here. And on the left hand side, you've got people making buy offers. So someone here is offering to buy 40 at 50 pence per share. Someone else is offering to buy 1,000 at 45 pence per share. And it's a great facility. It's very much underused, I think, in terms of what the club. Most members just join the club, pay their monthly subscription, just leave it at that. But if anyone wants to kind of boost their account, then certainly that is there as a facility within the private trading. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, no, that's good. So what's happening? What's new in the club?
What's new? Okay, we have an advent calendar. Actually, we've got 2 different advent calendars. So there's a reason now why someone should take action. The advent calendars we've got have shares in them. So if someone buys an advent calendar now, so we've got 2 advent calendars. You've got the top one for premium members. So if someone wants to join the club as a premium member, you're talking £200 a month. For that, you're going to get up to your £200 a month of shares anyway. But you'll get access to be able to buy the premium advent calendar, which has within it about 1,500 euros worth of shares, and we've currently got it on a 40% discount, so you can buy that for 750 euros. So that is a brilliant opportunity for someone to come in and join right now, get their shares from their subscription, buy the calendar, and essentially they're going to be effectively doubling their money before the end of December.
It's a good bit of fun, isn't it? It's a virtual calendar. You log in each day, press the day.
Yeah, that's it. We haven't done that for several years now. So I've reintroduced that because I thought it's a fun way. It gets people interactive. It gets people logging in every day. Like you say, click on the window, open up, see what shares you've got. They get added to your account straight away and so on. So it's a great way of getting started there. So Eden Bay, someone wants to see the reality of what the club is doing. If they go down to Asda, in Harrogate is aisle 28, whichever it is for you got your drinks, go down to Asda and you'll see Eden Bay. Eden Bay is from the Happy Drinks company, so they're up in Liverpool. That's the 3rd fastest selling tonic water. It was within 6 months of being launched, that became the 3rd fastest selling tonic water. It's behind Fever Tree, and if you go into Asda, you'll see on the shelves at Asda, you've got the Fever Tree tonic water, and then directly below them, you've got Eden Bay. So that's from Happy Drinks. That's one of the companies we've got shares in, and it's now valued about £64 million. But the club got in, really when it was tiny. If they go on to be as big as Fever Tree, so that's the big competitor. Fever Tree, another British tonic water company. If Happy Drinks get as big as Fever Tree, we're talking Fever Tree currently, I think it's £1.3 billion company. And we're currently in at £64 million. So there's massive upside, and that's the sort of potential. And the other quick thing I'll just share on screen as well, just to show a company that we have had that big success in. This is a small fire extinguisher here, but this is a brilliant fire extinguisher because this will put out any type of fire, and that's what makes this such a brilliant product. And that listed on the stock market last year at £16.6 million. But again, the club got us as members, me, you, anyone else who joins the club, we got shares in that company way before it got to the stock market. So once it got to the stock market, that's your classic sort of exit point. So if you want to sell your shares, that's entirely up to you. And the club gives a facility to do that as well. So you don't need to set up a broker account or anything like that. You just get your shares every month. Then it's up to you. If and when you want to sell your shares, you're free to do that anytime you want. But that is a classic exit situation. Either when we get a takeover, so Happy Drinks could well get an offer from Coca-Cola Schweppes. They could be on the phone this afternoon. We just don't know. And that would potentially have a massive uplift in price, in which case those shares would get sold. If it was a takeover, we'd get cash for that. Or a company gets to the stock market, and again, that gives us an exit opportunity there. So we've had several exit opportunities already. But yeah, there's new companies coming on all the time. Really exciting time. So yeah, just get involved.
Now I remember when I first joined, I started in that you were doing like monthly webinars with the directors and all kinds of stuff like that. Is there a kind of community going on still with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing I want to do is really nurture that community, get that, we're a club. So for those who really want to get involved, then there is that club facility. We hold regular webinars again now. We're doing back to weekly webinars. We do updates. We've got another update just in a couple of days' time, which will be updating members on how all the different businesses that the club is invested in, how they're doing, what the latest news is from them, and so on. So yeah, most people want to be passive. They just want to pay their monthly subscription and just leave it at that, and the club will look after everything for them. There are other people like me where I like to really know what the businesses are doing. I like to feel involved and so on. I hope to arrange a visit to the Liverpool canning factory for Happy Drinks soon, so that we can take a few shareholders up there as well and actually have a look around the factory and you know, really get involved with that.
You're still doing, cause remember a while back they were doing, like when you joined, there was a kind of little spinny thing where you could win some shares for joining as well. Is that still?
Yep, we've got that offer as well. So anyone who joins, so I don't know where you'll put this video, so there might be a link below the video or on the page or whatever. So that will be your link. So everyone gets that chance to share the club with everyone else. So the club has always had a policy of saying, look, let's reward the members for introducing new members. Anyone can share it, refer a friend. And the first basic level of that is when you share it with a friend, there is, like you say, a spin to win. So anyone who joins as a new member, they get to pick one of 3 different cards. They click on the card, it spins round and it tells them their bonus shares. And this is a welcome bonus. This is simply a free bonus the club gives that new member as a welcome to say, thanks for joining the club, here's your bonus. And that's up to 250 euros worth of shares. So about £230, I think it is. And
why wouldn't you want to share this anyway? Because you're doing everyone a favour.
Yeah. And it is, you know, when you've got shares in companies like, and again, I'm going to hold up the product there, Skinny Tonic, it's very tangible, it's touchable, it's a real business. You know, we're stakeholders in this business. We want to see that business succeed. So the old analogy people used to give, wasn't it? You go to the cinema, you see a good film, you tell people anyway. You buy a book, it's a good book, you tell other people anyway. You own a stake in a business like this, you want to tell people about it. You know, we own shares in this company, we own part of this business.
Also, the bigger the club is, the more money it's got to invest in new businesses.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, but in short, the more money, the more members we have, the more money we have to be able to invest, and the more companies we can get involved with, and the more clout we have as well. The bigger the club is, the bigger the discount the club can get. So when you watch Peter Jones on Dragon's Den again there, he will often bring the price down, make a bit, you know, same size investment, but basically get twice the investment in terms of value in the business that he's investing, and that's again what the club does as well. So
perfect. Right. Well, thanks, Paul. That's very helpful. Thanks.
You're welcome. So again, we'll finish this bit, because click that link below, call to action, go and do something. Don't just sit there, because you know the club is expanding fast. We've got shares in brilliant companies. Now's the time to get involved.